Hello and welcome to an Essential Oil Spotlight with Feasting on Joy Oils. My name is Jennifer and I am a certified essential oil coach, and I'm so excited to spotlight lemongrass oil today. It really is an oil that everybody should have in their oil stash. It's kind of unknown, but very potent, very powerful, and has a myriad of uses. So I'm really excited to get into the details of that today with you. So thank you for joining me. I did want to tell you that lemongrass is actually a grass. So obviously it's distilled from the grass leaves. So here's the bottle of lemongrass, and it's actually grown in Asian and Indian countries, okay? doTERRA actually has chosen to partner with farmers in southern India to grow lemongrass. And the reason they've chosen to do that is because in southern India, there's an increased rainfall there. And because of that increased rainfall, the lemongrass that's harvested there actually is higher in what's called Citrol. And that's a chemical compound or a natural compound that is found naturally in lemongrass. So we're going to get into what that means in a minute and why that matters. But basically, lemongrass grown in southern India with doTERRA farmers actually is higher in citral content. This essential oil is very much used in cooking, and it's also been called in some cultures fever grass. And that is because it has an ability to reduce fevers. So I thought that was a really interesting fact. Also, its species name, we always talk about that in these spotlight videos. Species names are very important to know because that way you know what essential oil you're actually using, okay? So this one's a little bit different. It's called Cymbopogon. Hopefully I'm even saying that right? Flexuosus, okay? Ooh. So pretty long name, but that is the species of this lemongrass that is in this bottle, okay? So let's talk about chemistry a little bit. Chemistry in this essential oil is, there are actually two key compounds, okay, and they're two aldehydes, okay, and these aldehydes are geraniol and nerol, and when those are found together, which they almost always are in nature, they become what's called citrol or lemonol, okay? Geraniol of that aldehyde combo, it's what brings the strong lemony scent to this oil. When you smell it, oh my gosh, it's very lemony, but I love it, it's awesome. Anyway, so it brings, the geraniol brings the lemony scent, and generally, in general, citrol is known to be an antimicrobial compound that's found in essential oil, and it also has pheromonal effects on insects. So keep that in mind when we get to the uses for this essential oil. You're really gonna understand why we use it for what we do, okay? It also, citrol, both of these aldehydes actually, geraniol and nerol, so equals citrol, they are found to be powerful antifungal agents and help to reduce unwanted bacteria. Good things to know, right? Okay, now let's talk about research. So there have been lots of studies on this oil. I'm going to talk about three in particular, three scientific studies, okay? So the first one is in 2012. A study was done diffusing lemongrass, and it was actually, when it was diffused, it was actually shown to be able to disrupt the biofilms that Staph aureus created, okay? In 2008, there was an in vitro study done with lemongrass, which was found to induce apoptosis of human leukemia cells. Now, apoptosis is kind of a big word. If you don't know it, it actually means that the cells are committing suicide. So they're programmed to commit suicide. And in leukemia cells, that's what you want the cells to do, okay? The last study I wanted to highlight was in 2001. It was an in vitro study, and it was done with 14 essential oils, including lemongrass. And it was found that it was effective against respiratory tract pathogens like S. pneumoniae, so Staph pneumoniae, Staph pyogenes, Staph aureus, and Haemophilus influenza, okay? And what they found was the diffusion of these 14 oils, including lemongrass, The most susceptible, the one that the bacteria that showed the most reaction actually was the H. influenza. Okay, very interesting. So this study also showed that the higher the vapor concentration for a shorter amount of time was more powerful on the bacteria. Pretty interesting. Okay, so what does it smell like? Lemongrass smells sweet, of course, and lemony, like I said, because of that geraniol, and it has some earthy undertones, which makes sense. It's definitely a yummy oil. It's refreshing to me. What can you use lemongrass for? I told you I was going to tell you that. So lemongrass you can use for a natural air freshener in your house or in your car or in various rooms, in your office, in your classroom. You can use it to purify and cleanse the air. Okay, we talked already about that study where it was diffused and how powerful it was. So great to use diffusing in your air as an air purifier and cleanser. You can use it to help improve your circulation. You can use it to help improve behavioral problems, for headache reduction, to boost your immune system, to help with fever reduction. You can also use it as a natural insect repellent. Remember, we talked about that study where it was found to have pheromonal effects on insects. You can use lemongrass to relieve muscle pains. It's really great for athletes who have worked out hard, or maybe you just had a workout at the gym. You can use lemongrass for that to help aid in your digestion. Of course, you can use it in cooking, in your teas or in soups or smoothies to add that really good taste. In fact, I just made a stir fry last night using lemongrass. It was a beef curry stir fry, and I added some lemongrass and ginger oil to that. It was epic, really good. You can also use lemongrass to promote relaxation, okay, and just kind of soothing. It's great to add to cleaners in your home, and if you don't know, I have a cleaning kit on feastingonjoy.com that you want to check out. It's got 14 of my favorite essential oil cleaning recipes, some that use lemongrass, and that will clean your entire home. They're all non-toxic, pennies to make, and we use them all the time here. So I've created a kit for you to just purchase, and you have all your printable labels waterproof so the ink doesn't run, and you can just clean away. So great stuff. You can find that on feastingonjoy.com. Also, for lemongrass, you can use it for menstrual irregularities, to improve nerve issues. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? You can use it to reduce overgrowth of fungus and yeast, to repel fleas on dogs, to sustain healthy triglycerides and LDL levels. Now, you're going to want to do a Google search on that because there has been research done on lemongrass and that subject. Very interesting. And you can also use it for my favorite, well, besides cooking, thyroid support. Really good with Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. I have found this essential oil to be very helpful in supporting my thyroid function properly and supporting my body to help my thyroid function properly. So there are some contraindications for lemongrass, and that means things to be aware of. The one thing is that lemongrass can actually stimulate menstrual flow. So you are not going to want to use lemongrass oil when you're pregnant or if you are nursing, okay? It can be irritating to the skin. So for instance, I have sensitive skin. I do not ever apply this neat, which means without a carrier oil. On my personal skin, I need to have a carrier oil with it. And if I'm going to put it over my thyroid, I definitely need to have a carrier oil. On my feet, not so much, but you're definitely going to want to dilute this oil and do spot testing first before you use this oil on your skin to make sure your body and your chemistry flow well with this essential oil, okay? Just basic safety tips for any essential oil. Spot test and start with dilution, okay? I hope that makes sense. So if you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me and I will help you out. I did want to tell you that lemongrass pairs really well with basil oil, with cypress oil, with sage, clary sage oil, not sage, but clary sage oil, eucalyptus, geranium, lavender, melaleuca, and rosemary oil. So you can make up a diffuser blend with those, a few of those oils in it, or apply a few of those oils on your body and have wonderful therapeutic benefits from that. So get your pen or pencil and paper out right now. I have 6 recipes that I'm going to give you to be able to help you utilize lemongrass in your life. Okay, this is an oil you're gonna want to get and gonna want to use. Okay, the first recipe, of course, is cooking, right? We can use lemongrass when you make a Thai style soup, or like I said, a smoothie. Maybe it's a tropical smoothie with mango and coconut milk. Add 1 drop of lemongrass to that. In your Thai style soups, add 1 to 2 drops. Now, a little goes a long way with essential oils. They're very flavorful and powerful just in a few drops, okay? So lemongrass is great for cooking. I mentioned the next recipe a little bit already, but 1 to 2 drops in a whole food smoothie. And I don't mean a smoothie filled with, you know, all fruit and ice cream. I mean like a smoothie that has great antioxidants from some greens that you, like spinach or chard, some celery, carrots, a little bit of fruit, and some collagen protein powder or bone broth protein powder. Excellent smoothie. But you can add 1 or 2 drops to your smoothies to have that really yummy lemony taste. Third recipe, with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil. So this is fractionated coconut oil. Basically, before I get into the recipe, fractionated coconut oil is coconut oil where the long chain triglycerides are removed and the medium chain triglycerides remain, and that allows it to stay liquid at room temperature, whereas other coconut oil can be hard at room temperature, okay? So it's just nice to have a liquid carrier oil. So with some fractionated coconut oil, like about 1 teaspoon, you can take 3 drops of lemongrass and rub it on your exposed skin to keep the bugs away. I've done that a lot this summer. I'll sit outside and think, oh, it's so beautiful and nice, and all of a sudden a bug will land on me and remind me, I didn't put my lemongrass on. So literally I'll go in the house, get the lemongrass, rub it on my skin, and those bugs don't bother me, and it's wonderful, and then I smell good too. So it's really good, but the bugs don't like it. So if you have a yeast imbalance, this is the 4th recipe. If you have a yeast imbalance, then you are going to want to use 1 to 2 drops of this oil internally. So you can, again, put that in a smoothie. You can drink it down with water, or you can put it in a veggie capsule to be able to get it down into your digestive tract to help with any kind of yeast imbalance and to really support the proper microbiome that you need for a healthy life, okay? One thing to note on that is start slow. If you really have an overgrowth of, or not an overgrowth, but if you really have a dysbiosis and you have a lot of skin problems and things like that, don't just go crazy and do 2 drops right away. Just do 1, or maybe even like a finger swipe of the oil, so that you can start slow, because you don't want to cause what's called a Herxheimer reaction in your body if and when things start dying off and getting back into order. Okay, so next recipe, second to last, is for thyroid support. I mentioned already. You are going to take 1 to 2 drops of lemongrass oil with about 1/4 teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil, or sometimes I use argan oil or apricot kernel oil on my skin, and you can rub that on the bottom of your feet, below the big toe, and above your top of your foot pad. So I'm going to show you a reflexology foot chart in just a second. When I finish this recipe, I'm going to show you that so you can know that thyroid area to put that essential oil on. And then if you don't put it on your feet, or you do put it on your feet, but you also want to put it on your thyroid gland, that works too. Of course, like I said, dilute it. Always start diluted. And then the last recipe is diffuse 2 drops of lemongrass, 2 drops of rosemary, and 2 drops of lavender. And that will help cleanse the air and really boost your respiratory health. And anyone else who's in the room, with that diffuser. So excellent way to just really give your body a boost. This also, I think, is a mood booster. So when I smell it, it just makes me happy. Okay, so great ideas there. So those are my 6 recipes. You've learned some research today. You've learned ways you can use essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, and I hope you enjoyed listening. I thank you for joining me. I did want to tell you that if you want to learn any more about essential oils, definitely go to my website, feastingonjoy.com. And also, if you want to join Feasting on Joy Oils family, it's like our tribe, then I would suggest going as well to feastingonjoy.com and clicking on that Essential Oils tab. You'll be able to see the link below in this video too. But when you click on that tab, you will be able to learn more tips and tricks. You will learn how to bring oils into your home, and you will be able to reach out to me. And even if you want, you will have the opportunity to work with the Feasting on Joy Oil team. So it's up to you, it's your choice, but I highly recommend bringing lemongrass essential oil into your life and using it for all of the ways that I've taught you today. So please do visit feastingonjoy.com. I look forward to seeing you on the next Essential Oil Spotlight, and I hope you have an excellent day. Thanks for joining me.